Angel Foot Massage, QuickBooks Video 6, writing a check to a 1099 worker. Now, this is mostly the same as a normal check. The only real difference is that you're going to distribute the check amongst all the customers that were serviced by this worker. And you do this in the bottom right of the check window in the customer job field. Be aware that you have to properly allocate the total of the check to each individual customer who was serviced. And that's the way to do it. So how does it go? So, well, you open the same check window. Now let us imagine on January 10th, let us imagine that Mary the worker had serviced 3 customers, Alan, Betty, and Candy. And let us imagine that we owe Mary the worker $33.33 for servicing Alan. We owe her $33.33 for servicing Betty, and we owe her $34 for servicing Candy, because Candy's a little more service, she needs the extra penny. So that means we're going to write Mary the worker a check for $100, and the date will be January 10th. So just like anything else, we put January 10th, we choose Mary the worker, she's the 1099 worker who performed the massages and so forth. The total will be $100 even. Now, the expense account will be the worker's expense, whatever you want to call it. You could call it salary expense, it's not really salary. You could call it masseuse professional expense, whatever you want to call it. I'm calling it worker's expense. But the point is this. It would not be one line for $100. It would be worker's expense, $33.33, just for servicing customer Allen. Remove the billable check. It would be worker's expense for another $33.33, and that would be the amount that we owe her just for servicing Betty. Remove the billable check. And then, of course, the worker's expense, $33.34, because you have to make sure that, you round it to the penny. For servicing Candy, remove the check. And now we have a check. Now, you will not print this check. I will remove the Print Later button so that you can enter your check number. I forgot to mention that on the previous video. But this button has to be removed if you wrote a handwritten check. You have to remove the Print Later button, which means when you save this, it will distribute amongst those 3. And of course, you could always reopen this check and see how it was distributed. And of course, we would always click Save and Close.